Just a reminder, there's no baton passing on the track at this time. No baton passing on the track this time. We have the national anthem singer, Julia Lebrecht. Please report to the officials table. Julia Lebrecht, please report to the scores table. Attention, please. Please stand for the national anthem. Before we listen to and take time to respect our national anthem, a very important public service announcement. In the likelihood of an emergency, 3 exits in that area of the building, and the final exit is the main door that the spectators use to enter the building, where there are 5 exits. If there is an emergency, we will announce it. If something suspicious is happening in your area, please report it to the nearest police officer or official. In the case of an individual medical issue where immediate care is necessary, please have someone approach one of our licensed athletic trainers located on the main floor of the track or the nearest police officer or official. Thank you. Now let's listen to Junior Julia Lebrecq from Taunton sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars there? Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Attention athletes, boys. Boys, this is the first call for the shuttle dash. First call, boys, shuttle dash on the backstretch.
Ryan, can you get on the other side of him for now? Alright. Stop talking.
Alright, so we're on Heat 1 of the boys' shuttle hurdles. Featuring 2 teams. Looks like St. John's, Shrewsbury. I would assume their B team. He's going to take that heat, Heat 1 of the boys' shuttle hurdle relay. It's Coach James Fletcher bringing you live coverage of the Division 1 James Calparis MSTCA State Relay Championship meet here at the Reggie Lewis Center on the campus of Roxbury Community College. Boys shuttle hurdles, 4 athletes per team. Each athlete clears 3 hurdles over the duration of 50 yards. When they reach the end of the exchange zone, their teammate will come in the opposite direction. And teams are timed in that shuttle. Second heat here, and we see a fall early. And our meet crew will be tested to fix those hurdles in time. Looks like Lowell B out in front. It's also Acton Boxborough. Lowell B. Use that. There. B teams in the shuttle hurdle, sometimes we see the inexperience show through. Heat 3 coming up. We're going to try and get heat sheets for us so we can give you a little bit more accurate information as the meet goes on. So bear with us as we guess the amount of heats and teams and all of that other stuff. right. Heat 3, we have a full heat here, 4 teams.
Attention athletes, boys.
Looks like Wachusett out in front.
Second call, please shuttle down. Boys. Second call, boys.
Wachusett still out in front. So important with the noise to pay attention to where your teammate is. We saw our team there and furthest to the left, not exactly recognize the exchange zone. Cost their team some seconds. You see a yellow flag down at the end of the track indicating likely an exchange zone violation. Peabody, one of the teams in this heat, along with St. John's Prep. That's St. John's Prep out in front in this heat. And over that third hurdle is going to take that heat, St. John's Prep. Next heat coming up, I believe that's heat 5. Starter trying to relax the athletes. .27:49, the time to beat thus far, but that will get much faster as we get to these later heats. You start to see some of these A teams come through here. It's Lexington. Lexington out in front in this section. Lexington will win that section. This section is going to contain Newton North. Meet record for this event is 25:66, set by Andover in 2016. St. John's Prep still the time to beat. 27:49 from section 4. That's Andover there, leaving Newton North and company. This is our seated section. And Newton North, Andover rather, will take it.
That was my son Akron. Got a little nervous. 27.
1.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's all.
There is an exchange zone violation. We'll have to wait and see what the call is. 26:74 for Andover at the moment would be the fastest time.
They never disqualify anybody down here. Never. This girl
BC High will be rerunning their heat. BC High will be rerunning their heat.
Boston College High School will be rerunning the heat. Not entirely sure the reason for that. Perhaps a issue with the hurdle setup. But right now, Andover's 26:74 is the time to beat. It's always tough, especially in these races, to run by yourself. Got BC High.
We were the first two teams.
Andover's
Last
still going to
call
win
for
that
the boys
one.
dash relay. Last call, boys dash relay.
Andover boys will take the shuttle hurdle
Last
relay.
call, girls dash relay. Last call, both boys and girls dash relays. Please report to the infield.
Now we're moving on to the girls' shuttle hurdles. Unlike the boys, over the course of 50 yards, the girls will have to clear 4 hurdles, not 3. A little bit of a different stagger as well. Hurdles are not lined up directly opposite one another. And at 10:30, we will start the oval events, which will begin with the boys 4x800 meter relay. Right now, there's a lot happening on the track. We have the shuttle hurdles in the infield. We also have both long jumps checking in. It looks like just one long jump pit today, so the long jump behind where they're lined up all the athletes for the shuttle relays.
Please check in, clear test in the gymnasium. All boys 4x800 relay team, please report to the gymnasium.
Doesn't look as if they are using, oh they are, they're using both shot put circles, so boys and girls shot put goes on simultaneously, and boys and girls high jump will go on simultaneously at the conclusion of the infield events. 4x8, 10:30. So there will be a lot happening on the
Next
track.
event up on the infield is the girls 50-yard hurdle relays. Girls hurdle relays on the infield.
There are a lot of athletes who have to we will bring our best coverage to give you footage of all of these events, especially as we have oval and infield events happening at the same time. We will certainly swing the camera to highlight big happenings and give you the best information and relay the best footage we can to you. I want to thank you again for joining us here at this meet, and hopefully you're enjoying the coverage. A lot of coaches feel that the state relay championship meet is the best indication of how strong your team is. It's completely reliant on depth. Sure, great athletes can carry relay teams, but if you have a deep team, it shows through at this type of meet. It's a great meet to get your team prepped and ready for the championship season. Almost set up here to start the shuttle hurdles. You'll see throughout the course of this meet athletes bouncing around different meets, different relays they may be in. For example, you could be in the shuttle hurdles, the long jump and the high jump, and you're going to be moving everywhere. So it's a tough meet for an athlete, it's a tough meet for a coach. We strive to make it a little bit less tough of a meet on the viewers at home. For the girls' shuttle hurdle relay, that record was set in 2012 and belongs to Newton North, time of 29:11. Very fast time. Not sure what the holdup is Looks like we are almost ready to go.
They're not sure what
The whole lanes.
Or the markings.
I'm waiting for them to calm me down. They do it every year. You think the one time they did it, they want to film it. There's no reason why it's not.
Also a little different for these athletes. They're used to racing 55-meter hurdles over 5 hurdles. Here it's 50-yard hurdles. Boys clear 3, girls clear 4. So it's a little tough of an adaptation.
Makes it hard for us to get it all right. Although they are, I did talk to them actually. But I lied to them. I told them we were 55 yards. But when I talked to the national guy like 5 years ago, I said, we don't run it. He goes, all right, we'll convert to the 50-yard.
We have the results of the boys 4x50-yard shuttle hurdle relay. In 6th place, Newton North, 28.11. 5th place, Lexington, 27.98. 4th place, Westford Academy, 27.91. 3rd place, Revere, 27.80. 2nd place, St. John's Danvers, 27.49. And today's winner, the boys 4x50-yard shuttle hurdle relay, from Andover, 26.74.
Alrighty, and it looks like we are finally ready to go here in the girls' shuttle hurdle relay. Looks like we may have 4 heats. Just trying to count through the crowd here.
I'm gonna go these. What's the starting time?
Out in front, looks like Andover B.
Chuck, we worked on that yesterday.
21 entered teams. And looks like Andover B is going to take this first section of the girls' shuttle hurdle relay. With 21 entered teams, it looks like there'd likely be 5 sections. But we will see. That was section 1, taken by Andover B.
What's easy to teach girls?
Right. And Haverhill and Wachusett in this heat. Now Wachusett, I believe, looks to pull away. Forgive me if I'm singling out the wrong green. There are a lot of them. Is Wachusett indeed taking that section? Westford Academy, Haverhill in there as well. We will see exactly what the time is. .32.06 from Wachusett. That's going to be the fastest time so far, but we are just getting started. Lexington, Needham in this heat. Also looks like Peabody in this section, and Quincy, North Quincy. Lexington out in front. Their girls team has a decent shot at this meet today. And they'll take this section ahead of Peabody, Needham, and Quincy, North Quincy.
What was this first
33.50. 31.32 from Lexington. They're getting faster as it should be. And what looks like the penultimate section of this girls' shuttle hurdle relay. Looks like Brockton out in front for the girls in this section as they come back down to us. Very nice. Girls' record is, I believe, it's 29.11 from Newton North. Seems safe at the moment. 30.69 from Acton Boxborough. They'll be in first place now. Lowell, 31.15, is in second. And the last section here, the girls' shuttle hurdle relay, featuring Brookline, Newton North, Andover, and New Bedford. And Andover is storming out in front. Whole hurdle ahead. Like they could be heading 26, 27, 28. If they lean, it looks like that could very well be. I reckon it will be close. We'll have to wait for the official time. Again, that record, 29.11, set in 2012 by Newton North. Andover took that section handily, but we will have to see what that FAT time is. Coach Commode, team just misses it, but still impressive time, well ahead of the remainder of the field. Next on the track will be the boys shuttle dash relay. Same concept, just no hurdles. Same distance, 50 yards.
Next event on the infield is the boys dash relay. The boys 4x500-yard shuttle dash relay. Next on the infield.
Section 1 of the boys shuttle dash relay. Meet record here is 21:82, very fast.
The 4x8 go off with section 1 of 3. And stop right there. So now I'm going to go.
Okay. Section 2.
Does it? Alright, hang on.
Section 1 there. Waiting for results.
Behind it.
All right, this is Lexington B out in front. Lowell B in second. And Lexington B very fast.
Attention please, we found a gold Casio wristwatch. Gold Casio wristwatch. Please report to the scores table if it's yours. Thank you.
Boys 4x8 is in the well, ready to get on that track. Not scheduled to take for 5 more minutes, but we shall see. And they are putting that lead-off leg of the 4x8 on the track. Take a warm-up jog while we are doing our infield. So the meet management today is putting an emphasis on a timely and efficient race. We will have to see how many sections of the boys 4x8 there are. Section 3. Lexington B team 22:91. That is very fast for a B team. I'm going to make sure that we take a note of that and see if they're going to sneak some points. I know Coach Babcock has designs on winning on the boys' side today.
The girls 4x50-yard shuttle hurdle relay. In 6th place, Newton North 31.73.
There is BC High taking that section.
31.32. Fourth place, Brookline, 31.30. Third place, Lowell, 31.15. Second place, Acton Boxborough, 30.69. And today's winner of the girls 4x 50-yard shuttle hurdle relay from Andover, 29.34.
Now, trying to figure out how many sections of the boys 4x8 there might be. And it looks like there's going to be 2. Although I don't know. It looks like there'll be 2. 30 teams entered, 15 and 15. Yep, that's exactly how they're going to do it. 22.91 still Lexington B. I believe still going to be leading. And as you'll see on the track, we have boys section 1 of the 4x800 meter relay.
Stay in the infield to the access heat, and you're going to go back and forth, right?
Meet record for the boys 4x8, 7:53.5 from Cambridge way back in 1984. Looks like we're not going to be breaking that one. Coach McGuire's great squads. Oh boy, almost a collision there. One of the perils of running the infield races at the same time. Usually those sprinters will spill onto the track. Lowell A taking that section.
Yeah, concentrating on 4x8 now. Yeah, you're going to go back and forth.
On the oval was the first heat of the boys 4x800 meter relay. First heat of the boys 4x800 meter relay is on the oval.
One of 2 maybe?
Yep.
Get the win relay. Section 1 of 2.
This keyboard.
It's the space bars. I'm sorry you messed up that.
All right. Looks like Westford Academy is leading this section with Samarian Brothers. 22.60. Lowell now ahead of Lexington. After section 5, we'll have to see what just occurred there, and we have another whole few sections to go here before we are all said and done. Boston Latin ahead of Lawrence here in section 1 of 2 of the boys 4x8 after the first exchange.
Unplug that part, buddy. I think that's just the power.
Boston Latin still in the lead. St. John's, Shrewsbury, and Needham here. Looks like St. John's and Shrewsbury took that section as Needham almost spills over onto the track. Still Lowell and Lexington 1-2 in the 50-yard shuttle dash. While Lawrence and Boston Latin duke it out, leading the pack of the first of 2 sections of the boys 4x8. Another section here. Apologize for all the ambient noise. This is a very loud building at the moment. Looks like Acton Boxborough out in front here. Quite the lead. Acton Roxborough is going to take that one rather handily. We'll have to check the time. Still time to beat, 22:60 by Lowell. Second place is 22:91 from Lexington. Meet record 21:82 from Lawrence back in 2012. There we go. As we start to see these exchanges in the boys 4x8, second to third legs. We start to see things tightening up. 22:63, just missing for Acton Roxborough. They're going to be placed in second at the moment. But here we go. It's like second to last section of the boys shuttle dash. That's Brockton and Newton North out front. New Bedford close behind. That's Brockton. And here comes Brockton. Brockton's going to take that section. And we'll see just how fast.
Your voice matches what's on the screen. Go back and forth.
Boys 4x8, section 1. Third legs, 300 meters to go for the leaders. St. John's Prep, Boston Latin, into the last leg. 22:89 will put Brockton in third for the shuttle dash at the moment, with the last section on the infield. Just 3 teams. Looks like it is Shrewsbury with Wachusett. We still have a Brockton A team and a Lexington A team. It appears. My apologies. Looks like we have a few more heats of that shuttle dash. That's Cambridge, Shrewsbury, and Wachusett in this section. Shrewsbury takes that. If we direct St. John's Prep still in the lead of the first of 2 sections of the 4x8 as they round in the back corner. The Prep has 2 to go here in the lead. 22:67. That section, Shrewsbury 22:67, 285. This is Brockton A. Lawrence and Lexington. Brockton A.
All out. Boys 4x800 meter relay, heat 1. Final lap.
Is that team coming up?
In the back stretch, we have St. John's Prep trying to hold on to that leader. Moving into the home stretch, 50 meters to go. I believe that's Lawrence closing. At 8:48. 8:48. St. John's Prep takes the boys 4x8 first section. We have Acton Boxborough, St. BC High, and Peabody, it looks like. Not Peabody. And Acton Boxborough out in front. BC High.
Girls, 4x8 heavy relay. Please report to the gym immediately. Girls, 4x8 heavy relay.
The next event in the infield will be the girls shuttle dash, while the next event on the oval will be section 2 of 2 of the boys 4x800 meter relay. Lexington, Newton North. Those first two seeds there, and this should be a battle. Could see a sub-8 performance. First section of the girls shuttle dash. Meet record 24:40 set in 2017 by Framingham. And the 4x8, and that's Burba from Newton North off the start, but we will, following this first section of the girls shuttle dash.
The girls 4x50-yard dash relay, and on the oval we have the second heat of the boys 4x.
Looks like Lawrence takes that first section of the girls shuttle dash as we give you coverage here of boys 4x8, where it looks as if that barrel, Shrewsbury and Malden have really taken it out. Ahead of Newton North, Westford Academy, and Lexington. And it's now starting to bunch. On the infield, section 2 of the girls shuttle dash relay. So out in front is Westford Academy in this section. Moving into second place is Theo Burba of Newton North, fresh off a 155 performance at the Hispanic Games last weekend, and now he takes the lead, or attempts to with 1 lap to go. Brookline in second. Lexington falling way back, despite their #1 seed. And on the infield, section 3 of the girls shuttle dash relay as we pan over the track. And this is Burba. Newton North and Brookline. It's going to be a messy handoff because they have to swap. Newton North and Brookline. 1-2 at about 2:01. Oh, collisions there. Like the Tigers and Newton North take that section of the girls shuttle dash. Newton North and Brookline have to assume you'll see Lucas Aramburu anchor that Brookline 4x8 as section 4 of the girls shuttle dash is on the track. Again, apologies for not having the heat sheets in advance. They're not able to obtain them, so I'm doing my best. New Bedford and Andover look to be the first of the exchange there. Now that's Lowell. Lowell girls may have taken that section. Brookline, Newton North, Malden. Your leaders in the boys 4x8, section 2 of 2. Typically, this is where our winner will come from, as Acton Boxborough now moves into the lead. Probably about 9 or 10 teams still in this. And Eli Gappelberg from Lexington running a tremendous second leg, getting his team back into this. Lexington was way out of this. But on the infield here, Wachusett leading this section of the girls' shuttle dash into that final exchange. We'll see what happens here. Wachusett and Shrewsbury. Looks like Wachusett's going to take that section. Here we go, Brookline, Newton North, Acton Boxborough. Malden's still in there. Western Academy, Lexington, look at this. What a great 4x8 as we approach our third legs. It's crazy. It's mayhem at the exchange zone. Peabody in there as well. We're trying to get out. Section 7 of the girls' shuttle dash. Or 6 rather. On the track. I believe that's Acton Boxborough. Girls in the lead with Newton South.
On a collision course here. The final here with the grass.
As we see this 4x8 speed up, we'll see these shuttle dashes speed up. Safety becomes an issue, but so does the excitement. We certainly feel it here as the third legs and the boys 4x8 enter their last leg. And everybody's still right there. Acton Boxborough, Brookline, Malden, Newton North, Lexington. Direction to the infield here.
Fourth place, Brockton, 22.41.
It looks like the Brockton girls and the Cambridge girls leading this section, with Wachusett and Needham not far behind.
22.27. Today's winner.
And here we go, that's the Brockton girls and the Cambridge girls coming close to it. Either Cambridge or Brockton too close to tell. 1 lap to go here for the boys. Lexington, that number 1 seed, looks like they have intentions on handing off in that position. Selvin Backert moving up on Acton Boxborough and taking the lead to give Lexington what will likely be the lead as we go to the anchor exchange. Final section here, girls shuttle dash. Haverhill, Andover, Brookline, Peabody. And it looks like the Andover girls are going to take that as well. 25:74 is the time to beat, we'll see. And that is Andrew McGovern from Lexington with what is now a comfortable lead in the boys 4x8, but as we know, those can evaporate. 25-11, Andover girls. Andover girls 25-11 will win the shuttle dash. Coach DeVoe's girls team now has 20 cool points from the first 2 events. As I use the word cool to borrow a trademark from an old friend. 2 laps to go here in the boys 4x8. Andrew McGovern from Lexington trying to hold off Newton North, Brookline, Acton Boxborough, and Franklin.
That's a 156 kids.
Newton North.
The record for the boys 4x800 meters is 7:53.5, set in 1984 by Cambridge.
Looks like we have Shrewsbury shuttle dash running another heat. Let's stay on the. As McGovern has 1 lap to go to hold off Newton North and Franklin. Has about a 25-meter lead. Now extending to about 30, 35. 100 meters to go. Looks like Lexington is going to take this boys 4x8. It will not be a meet record. It will not be sub 8, but it will be good enough to get the Minutemen on the board with 10 points. At about 8:10. Lexington boys 4x800 meter winners here today. Giving the Minuteman and Coach
Great
Babcock
finish.
10 points to start.
Keep firing, especially at the finish, right?
Next on our track, as we wrap up the boys 4x8, will be the girls 4x8.
We're gonna change this one. I'm gonna go with the heat sheets, all right? Alright, I'm gonna slide behind you without crushing the phone.
Heat sheets should be on our way as things are seated.
We have Adam Yang from Acton Boxborough. Please report to the scores table. Adam Yang from Acton Boxborough. Please report to the scores table.
Right. I believe this is going to be one of two sections of the girls 4x8. Ladies in the barrel are ready to go. And now the ladies in our starting line are being led to the track. Still missing quite a few. Five athletes in the normal waterfowl start and 5 athletes in the barrel. Meet record for the girls 4x8.
We have the Brookline boys coach. Please report to the scores table. The Brookline boys coach. Please report to the officials table. Thank you.
9:16.79 is our meet record for the girls 4x8, set back in 2008. One of Henry Phelan's Lincoln Sudbury successes, one of many. And this is Peabody out in front by Quincy, Shrewsbury. Management moving the high jump pits to the middle. We'll commence that event shortly. But our first legs in our first section, the girls 4x8. Peabody's still in the lead for us with Shrewsbury and Quincy, North Quincy. We're close. Brookline, Newton South, Haverhill.
Attention, any athlete or team came in the top 6. You can pick up your award on the Bob McIntyre Wall of Honor with a large X near the exit door. Any team that comes in the top 6, you can pick up your award on the Bob McIntyre Wall with a big X on the wall. Thank you.
Results for our boys 4x8. St. John's. They have not done the seated section yet. My apologies. This is still Peabody.
Please report to the gymnasium.
Peabody handing off in our first exchange. Shrewsbury in second. Quincy, North Quincy in third. Haverhill in fourth.
We have the boys Acton Boxborough.
I believe
coach.
that's
Please
Attleboro,
report to the
or
officials
Methuen
table.
rather, with Newton
The
South.
boys Acton Boxborough
Brookline.
coach. Please report to the scores table. Thank you.
This section is starting to bunch a little bit. Three teams out in front, but not doing too much to get away from each other.
On the oval right now is the girls 4x800 meter relay. This is the first of two heats. First of two
Breeze
heats
now
of the
taking the
girls
lead
4x800 meter relay.
in this girls 4x8 first section. Still here's our exchanges in the heats here. Brookline.
Everything but the 4x4. Three distance methods. So it's this column here. 12 in the DM. 23s, that's 2 each, 20. Tells you each here, but they didn't put the DM down.
Section 1 of 2 of the girls 4x8 continues here on the oval, as Section 2 waits patiently in the well for their chance to compete. Thank you again for joining Bay State Running for the Division 1 MSTCA James Calparis State Relay Meet here at Reggie Lewis, as Shrewsbury,
You want to get a different view of the running.
I believe, is our first exchange onto the anchor leg.
Oh, all right.
With Haverhill next. Now Peabody. Newton South with the baton, followed by Quincy North Quincy. Still Shrewsbury way out in front here. In this first section of the girls, 4x8.
Attention please. We have 5 cars that need to be moved from Lot A to Lot B. There's 5 vehicles that need to be moved from Lot A to Lot B because of a special swearing-in ceremony. I have Jeep license plate M63938, a Passat VW 3KG976, Toyota 837 KS8, Toyota 8K2575, and a Ford 549 JE2. You need to move your vehicles from Lot A to Lot B immediately. Thank you.
For those listening at home, I'm surprised I didn't get to move my car.
Oh, he is. I didn't do that. And is that all put on there?
I think Shrewsbury stopped the lap early. I do not believe that they ran.
He's doing an interview, so maybe he said.
My apologies, Shrewsbury. 9:50. I got lost in the shuffle with them. 9:50 is a very fast time from that unseated section. 9:50 for the Shrewsbury ladies. Again, my apologies. Just the way that the officials had acted, it seemed as if she had stopped the lap soon, but that was not the case. Very fast time by themselves for the Shrewsbury ladies. Women's team scores Acton Boxborough 17, Lexington 12, Andover 10. Andover suffered an unfortunate disqualification in that girls' shuttle dash. Otherwise, they would be leading with 20 points. Next on the oval is going to be our second section of the girls' 4x8 at the conclusion of the first section. Thuin finishes here. Lemonster, rather, no mistake. Now, section 2 will start. We'll have Andover, Boston Latin, Newton North, Lexington, Wachusett, Franklin, Needham, Taunton, New Bedford.
This is the second of 2 heats in the girls 4x800 meter relay. Second of 2 heats in the girls 4x800 meter relay.
It looks to be Cambridge rounding out that field. My mistake.
Revised results of boys
Brockton,
4x100 yard relay.
Not New Bedford.
Slight revision. 6th place Lowell, 22.60. In 5th place Shrewsbury, 22.53. In 4th place Brockton, 22.41. 3rd place BC High, 22.28. Framingham, 2nd place, 22.27. And today's winner with the new meet The state record, Acton Roxborough, 21.33.
Acton Roxborough ran 21.33 and set the state record in the shuttle dash. Is that the all-meet record? It is. It's the all-meet shuttle dash record. We had to run alone that reheat.
Again, reminder, if you came to the top 6, you can pick up your awards in the Bob McIntyre wall, which is opposite the scoreboard, in the corner where the big X is. Look for the big X in the Bob McIntyre wall to pick up your top 6 awards. Thank you.
1 lap to go for our lead-off legs. This is Cambridge and Franklin. Now Franklin going to the front with Andover in third. Franklin always have great 4x8 teams for Coach Travato. Seems to be setting that tone here early in this girls 4x8 section 2. Our first leg's going to be about 222, 223. Andover, Cambridge, Newton North, Boston Latin, Taunton, Brockton, Lexington, Wachusett, and Needham. Andover trying to make up some points they may have left behind in that shuttle dash. Running in second place right now. Right on the heels of Franklin. Cambridge, Newton's North, Taunton, and Latin. Trying to make up that ground. Franklin and Andover putting some space between the field now, probably about 30 yards. But the race for third belongs to basically anybody in the heat. Now Andover sprints to the
We have the
lead.
final results for the boys 4x800 meter relay. In 6th place, Lowell, 8:20.78.
Forgive me as I
In
compete
5th
with the
place,
announcer.
Cambridge, Reggie, Latin,
1 to go for the
8:20.57.
second leg. Andover
4th place,
trying to run away from Franklin.
8:15.23.
Franklin's not giving her an
In
inch.
3rd place, Acton Roxborough,
Wachusett to third. Latin,
8:15.16.
Cambridge,
In 2nd
Taunton,
place,
Newton
Franklin,
North, Needham,
8:13.16.
Brockton, Lexington.
Today's winner in the boys 4x800 meter relay with a time of 8:09.93, Lexington.
And Andover's going to hand off first in this exchange, followed closely by Franklin, with Wachusett getting her team back into this race, only about 40 yards back. Boston Latin, strong distance team in 4th, followed by Newton North in 5th. Cambridge in 6th. Taunton 7th. Needham 8th. Brockton 9th. Lexington 10th. Andover's third leg, trying to put a gap on the remainder of the field. The other teams struggle to get back in it. About a 50 or 60 meter gap between first and third at the moment. And Franklin hanging out in no man's land. Holding on to second.
one. I might click around with it on this machine.
Boston Latin surges into third and is trying to get
FYI,
into
the
second.
meet record for the girls 4x800 meter relay is
9:16.
9:16.79 by Lincoln Sudbury in 2008. Meet record 9:16.79.
Lincoln Sudbury now, of course, runs in Division 2. Both back in 08, Henry Phelan had his fantastic team that ran 9:16. Franklin falls to third as Andover approaches the final exchange in the lead. But Boston Latin has turned on the Jets and has brought themselves right back into this race. 7:17 at the exchange there. Franklin is in third. Newton North in fourth. Wachusett 5. Gonna have Taunton in 6th, Needham in 7th, Lex in 8th, Cambridge in 9th,
Right up in that straightaway.
Brockton will hand off in 10th. And here we go, Boston Latin immediately getting her team right back into this race, and this looks like it could be a doozy. Tremendous athletes here competing for Andover and Boston Latin. I could speculate with names, but to save myself from inaccuracy and embarrassment, I won't. Boston Latin now. 2 laps to go, putting some distance on Andover. And about 50 meters back, the race for third is on.
Reminder, the meet record is 9:16.79. Here are the final results of the girls 4x50-yard relay. In 6th place, Cambridge and Latin, 25.94. In 5th place, Brookline, 25.80.
Right. Boston Latin bell lap at about 9:01. Something to remember for Andover and all the other teams in this race is that Shrewsbury won the unseeded heat at 9:49. A very fast time. Could even end up being second or third place.
4x50-yard relay with a time of 25.11 Andover.
Boston Latin here running a very fast time. Looks like it's going to be a sub 2:20 anchor leg for the Boston Latin athlete, or about 2:20 even. Andover needs to finish if they want to get that second place. 9:49 high was it. 9:49.58. She's going to be just there. Andover will become a second or third. Shrewsbury will take third, at least. Wachusett 4th, Newton North 5th, and Franklin 6th. That will round out our scoring, with Taunton, Lexington, and Cambridge finishing up 7, 8, 9. We'll have to see the decimals on Andover's 4x8 to see if they come in second or third. Next on the track, boys sprint medley relay. All right. First of 3 sections of the boys sprint medley relay. This is where things get interesting. 800 meter, 200 meter, 200 meter, 400 meter. Handoffs are key here. And our meet record for the boys sprint medley set back in 1993, which is the all-state record, 3:31.3 from Brockton. It's a very fast time. Leadoff legs will run 4 laps for the 800. The next 2 legs will run 1 single lap for the 200. And then the anchor will run that 400 meter, which is 2 laps here at the Reggie Lewis Center. Coming through that quarter-mile split here.
Athletes, boys, the first call for the 4x200. The boys sprint medley relay. The order is an 800 followed by a 200, another 200, and then a 400. First team, the boys sprint medley relay is on the oval.
We're going to come up on this first exchange. This is New Bedford. 800 leg to 200 legs. You see a change in pace here. Peabody, Lowell. Handoffs get tricky as everybody's going every which way. This is still New Bedford. This is their second. They have a tremendous lead here in this heat. This is the first of 3 sections of the boys sprint medley. Again, the sections here today run slow too fast. Results of the girls 4x8 Andover girls did come in second, barely over Shrewsbury from the unseeded heat. So they'll pick up 8 points.
We have the fourth flight of the boys long jump. Please report to the long jump pit.
New Bedford has about a 50-meter lead here in this first section.
Actually, we need the Newton South boys long jump team. Please report to the long jump pit. The boys Newton South long jump team. Please report to the
And here comes the bell lap of the first section of the boys sprint medley as New Bedford will hit that at about 3:30.
Last call for the boys 4x200. Last call. Boys 4x200. Report to the team.
New Bedford's going to take this one easy.
Final lap.
A 3:59 for New Bedford. Look at it. Acton, Boxborough, and Peabody, and Westford Academy, and Wachusett. Lowell and Haverhill.
Can we have an Acton
St.
Boxborough
John's.
boys coach? Please report to the first
Wachusett.
table. Acton Boxborough boys
Shrewsbury.
coach. Please report to the officials
Lowell,
table.
Andover.
Thank you.
And Andover. It's a loaded section. Now, on to section 2. Section 2 looks like we'll have Franklin, Lexington, Lawrence, Methuen, Acton, Boxborough, Revere, Needham, Lexington, Shrewsbury, St. John's Prep, Taunton. Athletes assigned to the barrel must stay in lanes 4, 5, and 6. 3/4 of the way around their first lap, they can break at the little orange cones. Now it's Franklin, Lexington, Revere, and Brookline. 1, 2, 3, 4.
How long ago they have?
Brookline in the lead here. 1 lap to go in this 800-meter leg. Revere and Franklin right there.
This is the second of 3 heats in the boys sprint medley relay. An 800 followed by 2 200s and then a 400. Second of 3 heats in the boys sprint medley relay on the oval.
So keep it there for the handoffs, Ryan.
Brookline, Franklin, Revere, followed by 2 Minutemen teams from Lexington, racing each other. No, final exchange. Brookline, Franklin, Lexington, Revere, Lexington, Needham, Acton, Boxborough, St. John's, Lawrence, Taunton, Methuen, and Shrewsbury. Here's a good race as we come up to the bell lap. Franklin and Lexington battling it out for the winner of this heat. And it looks like Lexington is going to take away with this unless Franklin can respond. Lexington's hit a bit of a wall. They should have the strength to push it out. It will be Lexington, Franklin, Revere, Acton, Boxborough, Lexington, Brookline, St. John's, Needham, Taunton, Lawrence, Methuen, and Shrewsbury. We'll wrap up the second section. Now we're moving on to the third and final section. The boys sprint medley. We'll see if any teams have a loaded sprint medley with designs on qualifying for that national meet. BC High, Brockton, Newton North, Methuen, Haverhill, Peabody, Needham, Westford Academy, Leominster, Zavarian Brothers, Framingham, and Boston Latin.
Go, Ben!
Again, meet record 331. Set back way back when in 1993 by Brockton. don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know, I believe that could be Theo Burba coming back early. I might be mistaken. I am mistaken. Theo Burba back again for his second 800 in about 25 minutes. But is actually now moving his team into second place. This is a tremendous double, very little rest for Mr. Burba here. He's going to keep it close for his teammates here. But I don't think you can be a tremendous athlete no matter what you are. It's tough to do this double this close to each other. As BC High will have the lead. One lap to go on the 800 leg. BC High, Leominster, Haverhill, Newton North. About 7 teams still right in this one. Theo Burba entering the home stretch at 4th, but powering down there. This is going to be an important handoff with this 200. Newton North might have had an advantage being on the outside there. Didn't really get caught up in all that traffic. This is going to be a fast race, ladies and gentlemen. Newton North in 3rd. BC High trying to hold on over Haverhill. There are some handoffs there. BC High, Haverhill, Newton North. Newton North nowhere to go on that far turn. And here we go. 400 meters left in this sprint medley. This is a good one. There we go. We'll see what BC High, Haverhill, Newton North.
Third and final heat of the boys sprint medley. Mean record 331.3.
Newton North moves into second.
1993.
Chasing down BC High.
Is the meet record.
And the bell. That meet record is certainly safe, but we wonder if BC High's lead is. Newton North trying to make that double worth it. But look at Brockton. In 4th place, Haverhill in 3rd. Can Newton North swing it and do it? No, it will be BC High, Newton North, Haverhill, Brockton, Peabody, and Zavarian Brothers. My apologies, it was not Peabody, it was Framingham in the scoring there. Next section, or next event on the track rather, will be our girls sprint medley relay. Section 1 of 2 for the girls. Not a lot of entries, but seems as if we may see some fast teams. Meet record in this event, 4:07.6 set by Needham back in 1982. Wow.
On the oval now is the first of 2 heats in the girls sprint medley relay. An 800, a 200, a 200, and a 400. Girls sprint
What?
medley relay is on the oval.
That's just one heat there? A lot of teams.
2 sections of 12. There's Andover in the lead here.
So he doesn't have it.
Last lap of the 800 leg with Westford Academy taking the lead over Andover here. Lexington, Lowell, Franklin, Newton South, Lowell again, Andover, Shrewsbury, Newton South, Haverhill, and Methuen, or Leominster rather, all 1 lap to go. Andover's A and B teams are in this section. First exchange, Westford Academy in the lead here. Andover, Franklin, 2 and 3. Westford Academy in the lead, followed by Andover here. Into that second 200-meter leg of the SMR. Quick update on men's team scores. Acton-Boxborough with 17 points, BC High with 16, Newton North 13, and Lexington 12. Andover now in the lead here as we enter the 400-meter legs of this first of 2 sections of the girls' sprint medley relay. The bell lap for Andover. Westford Academy, Franklin. Lexington.
Bell lap, the girls sprint medley relay. Final lap.
Andover is going to take section 1 of the girls' SMR. Westford Academy in 2. And Lexington looks like they just sneak by Franklin for 3rd in that section. Thank you again for joining us, Bay State Running, for our coverage of the MSTCA Division 1 James Cal Paris Indoor State Relay Championship meet. Section 2 of 2 coming up on the track for the girls' sprint medley. Then the fun begins, all of our 4x2s. Franklin, Newton North, Brookline, Acton-Boxborough, Methuen, Needham, Newton North B, Needham B, Lexington, Haverhill, Wachusett A and B, and Taunton. Again, 800 meter, 200 meter, 200 meter, 400 meter.
First call, girls long jump. First flight of the girls long jump will start exactly at 11:45. That's first flight of the girls long jump. Please report to the pit so we can start exactly at 11:45. Thank you.
Brookline out in front here. Brookline and Newton North with commanding leads here in the 800. Methuen, Acton, Boxborough, Peabody, Lexington, Needham, Newton North,
The
B,
final results for
Wachusett
the
A,
1600 meter
Wachusett B,
sprint
Taunton,
medley relay.
April,
In
Needham,
sixth place, Sumerian Brothers, 342.19. In fifth place, Framingham, 340.17. In fourth place, Brockton, 338.17. In third place,
17 leg.
April, 336.68.
That leadoff leg from
In second place,
Brookline.
Newton North, 336.43. And today's winner in the boys 1600 meter sprint medley relay with a time of 3:35.54, Boston College High School.
Brookline, Newton North 1-2. Needham is being lapped. It is Brookline and Newton North 1-2. Brookline putting some distance on Newton North here in this 400 meter leg. Trying to stake their claim to the girls' sprint medley relay.
FYI, the meet record in the girls sprint medley relay is 4:07.6, set by Needham in 1982. Meet record 4:07.6, Needham 1982.
Newton North closing on Brookline. About 80 years to go. And here we go. This will be a fight to the finish. Brookline, Newton North. Brookline's going to win it. 4:15, 4:16 over Newton North. Fight for third here. Peabody, then Boxborough. Then Lexington. Methuen will round out the scoring. The next event on the track will be the boys 4x200 meter relay. There will be 10 sections. 10 sections.
Right, gentlemen, let's go. We don't have all day. Up, further, up.
I, for one, would like to stay here all day.
We have the Shrewsbury girls long jump. Please report to the pit. The Shrewsbury girls long jump team. Please report to the long jump area. Thank you.
First of 10 sections. Looks like this is Westford Academy, Leominster, Peabody, and St. John's of Shrewsbury. And hand over.
Attention athletes, girls. First off, the 4x200. First off, 4x200.
So in the 4x2, athletes' first leg will remain in the lane the entire way around. The second leg must remain in their lane for the first quarter of the track and may break entering the far stretch at the little orange cones. Some athletes do not know that yet, as we have some still running in their lanes. But this is Andover in the lead to start, and has some crisscross there as well.
On the oval now is the boys 4x200 meter relay. Boys 4x200 meter relay is on the oval.
Meet record, another Brockton team from long ago, 1990, set
The
the
first
meet record at 1:30.4.
10 heats, the boys 4x200 meter relay.
Andover, Westford Academy, Leominster, Peabody, and St. John's of Shrewsbury battling it out here. Section 1 over. Now on to section 2.
Guys, clear that finish area. Come on, let's go. On your mark.
So we'll have Quincy, North Quincy, Newton North, Wachusett, Framingham, and
Here are the
BC
final
High.
results for the girls 1600 meter sprint medley. In 6th place, Methuen, 429.22. In 5th place, Lexington, 425.05. In 4th place, Acton Boxborough, 424.69. 3rd place, Peabody, 424.63. In 2nd place, Newton North, 416.34. And today's winner in the girls 1600 meter sprint medley relay with a time of 4:15.91, Brookline.
That's Newton North, followed by BC High. Should trouble with the handoffs. Wachusett, Quincy, North Quincy, and Framingham, I believe. Newton North with the lead at the bell. BC High, Wachusett, Quincy. And a fall there will lead to a victory for Wachusett in that heat. Unfortunate for that Newton North athlete. Section 3 of 10 on the track will feature St. John's Shrewsbury. St. John's Prep, rather. Shrewsbury. Lowell and Zavarian brothers.
Attention please, just a reminder, there'll be no food allowed in the infield or gym area, just in the lobby. No food or eating allowed inside the gym, inside the Reggie Lewis Center. Thank you.
St. John's Prep with a big lead in this heat so far. But as we saw in the last one, no lead is safe in the 4x2. And the Prep. Followed by Lowell, Zavarian, and Shrewsbury. The Prep, Lowell, Shrewsbury, Zavarian brothers.
4x200, going to the gym.
And the Prep will take this section at about 137. Section 4 of 10 on the track. Everett, New Bedford, Framingham, Lexington, and St. John's of Shrewsbury. New Bedford and Lexington at the top there. We'll see who gets to the break first. Looks like Lexington may have that inside track, and they do. Followed closely by New Bedford. Lexington, New Bedford. Those handoffs are all over the place. Lexington down that back stretch will take the lead and expand upon it.
We have the final results for the boys long jump relay. In 6th place,
And Lexington
55 feet,
at the
6
final
inches.
exchange. In the lead, Framingham, Everett, St. John's,
56
and
feet,
New Bedford.
10 inches. 4th place, Lowell, 57 feet.
And there goes
5.5
Framingham,
inches.
taking the lead over
3rd
Lexington in
place,
the far corner.
PCI, 57 feet, 5 3/4 inches. 2nd place, Brockton, 58 feet, 6 inches.
Framingham will take it.
Today's winner in the boys long jump relay with a total distance of 60 feet, 10.5 inches, St. John's Prep.
Section 5 of 10 coming your way.
Let's go, gentlemen. Line, stand up, please, line 6, thank you. On your mark.
Section 5.
Set.
Will come to us with Haverhill, Peabody, Newton South.
Just a reminder, all top
Revere.
6 finishers can please claim their awards at the big X on the Bob McIntyre Wall of Honor, located opposite end of the scoreboard. All top 6 relay finishers can collect your awards at the X on the
And
Bob
Lawrence
McIntyre Wall of Honor.
at 15.
Thank you.
Revere. First to the exchange here, followed by Peabody, Haverhill, Lawrence, and Newton South. Revere and Peabody at the final exchange here. Smooth handoffs. We are 2 leaders. Revere trying to hold off the Tanners from Peabody. As we enter the final stretch, looks as if Peabody is going to surge past Revere and take this section. Haverhill, Newton South, and Lawrence will wrap up section 5.
All right, gentlemen, away from the track, guys. Peabody, over here, guys. Got another race to go. Let's go, gentlemen. Stand up, please.
Section 6 will bring us Westford Academy, Brookline, Methuen, Brockton, and Cambridge. Franklin, rather, not Cambridge. Brookline trying to get to the break first, but Brockton has other plans. Brockton, Franklin, Brookline. Brockton, Franklin, Brookline, Methuen, all right there. And Westford Academy. And Brockton's going to take this section at 1:35. That's the fastest time of the day thus far. As we move on to section 7. Section 7 will bring us Newton North, Boston Latin, Wachusett, and Taunton. Everyone's right there. Newton North and Wachusett coming up to the second exchange. North, Wachusett, Taunton, Boston Latin. And Newton North, a little bit of trouble with that handoff, but they get it off. Things closing up quickly. Wachusett surging by Newton North. 1:36 about. Looks like Wachusett might have just taken section 7 there.
guys, let's go to the area. Let's go.
Section 8 coming up. Boys 4x2. That will be Haverhill, Acton Boxborough, Boston College High School, and Andover.
Set.
Boston College High School, the first, the handoff there. Trying to be the first to the break. And it looks like they will be rather handily. BC High, Acton Boxborough now. Andover in third. Haverhill far back. Acton Boxborough now overtakes BC High, heading into the final exchange. And a good handoff there for Acton Boxborough, perhaps securing their victory in this session. Handoffs are key, especially in an event like the 4x2. Acton Boxborough is going to take this section in what will be the fastest time of the day. Looking at 1:33 low. That is going to be good. As we move on to section 9. Section 9 will bring us Lexington, Lawrence, Lowell, and Methuen.
Set.
Lowell, Lawrence, Lexington. Lowell with a commanding lead in this section. Lawrence and Lexington trying to run them down. Lexington's anchor appears to be Kazu Udathatch. Very fast runner in his own right. We'll see how much ground he can pick up to get his team back into this. They are both catching. Here comes Lexington. Here comes Kazu Udathatch from Lexington. Lexington's going to win that section, but I don't think it's as fast as Acton Boxborough's. 1:33.21 is Acton Boxborough's. We will have to see. Last section of the boys here, 1:33.21, time to beat. We'll have to see if Lexington does that. They do not, so Acton Boxborough still in first place. And the seeded heat. Acton Boxborough, Shrewsbury, Brockton, Cambridge. 1:33.21, the time to beat today. Heat record 1:30.4 from Brockton way back in 1990. Acton Boxborough did set the all-state record in the shuttle dash earlier today, so we will have to see if they return those sprinters and they can pull off some magic here in the 4x2. They are in the lead heading into that second exchange. Look clear of traffic. Solid handoff. Shrewsbury into second over Cambridge with Brockton in
Final
fourth.
heat of the boys 4x200-meter relay. Meet record 130.4 set 1990 by Brockton High School. 130.4 is meet record.
And that meet record could be on. In fact, oh! A little bit of a tough handoff for Acton Boxborough. Acton Boxborough powering down that straightaway. Won't get the meet record, but they will get the win here today. That handoff may have cost them that meet record, but they will have the victory nonetheless. Next on the track is section 1 of 6 for the girls 4x2. Remember that 130.4 was hand time in 1990, I believe. So we'll see if Acton Boxborough was able to statistically tie. I think they did. Conversion of .24 would equal Acton Boxborough's. I wonder what meet management will do, but seems like a meet record to me. 130.4 hand.
Set.
First section, 1 of 6 of the girls 4x2. It's featuring Framingham, Newton North, Boston Latin, Leominster, and Peabody.
On the oval now is the first of 6 heats in the girls 4x200-meter relay. This is the first of 6 heats in the girls 4x200-meter relay.
Is Framingham out in front in this section? After the 4x2s, we will move to the distance medley relay. Framingham and Newton North coming into that final exchange, very close together. And gets the Flyers over the Tigers for now. Framingham is going to take this section at about 2 flat, just ahead of Newton North. We'll go to section 2 of 6 now on the track. So this is going to be Lawrence, Andover, Everett, Peabody, and Newton North again, I believe.
Lane 6, don't bounce. Don't bounce. Set.
4x2 is such a technical event. Handoffs are key. If you watch at home, you can see what a good handoff looks like and what a not so pretty handoff looks like, and see just how much time it can cost a team. As Peabody is going to be first there.
Here's the final results of the girls 4x800 meter relay. In 6th place, Franklin, 958.08. 5th place, Newton North, 957.42. 4th place, Wachusett, 954.44.
We have Peabody and Everett
3rd
here.
place, Shrewsbury,
Neighbors geographically and neighbors in this race.
2nd place, Andover, 949.51. Today's winner of the girls 4x800 meter relay with a time of 9:36.76, Boston Latin.
Peabody trying to hold off Everett into this final exchange of section 2. This is Everett. The Crimson Tide will take this section, section 2, just ahead of Everett. Lawrence, Newton North, and Andover wrapping it up. Section 3 of 6 coming up. Section 3 will feature New Bedford, Lowell, Wachusett, Boston Latin, and Lowell. 2 Lowell teams in here.
On your mark. Set.
And that's New Bedford out in front.
Here's the final results of the boys 4x200 meter relay. In 6th place, Lexington, 133.79. In 5th place, Cambridge Reggie Latin, 133.78. 4th place, Brockton, 133.54. 3rd place, Acton Bucksboro,
Wachusett in the lead here.
Second place, Shrewsbury, 131.77. And first place today, tying the meet record with a time of 130.64, Acton Bucksboro.
This is Wachusett entering the final exchange here, section 3 of 6. So that girl's 4x2, and they had a little bit of an issue at the handoff, and that's going to let New Bedford crawl right back into this race. And New Bedford running the whole thing in lane 2. He's going to wind up taking the heat. About 155.
Roll. You can move over this way. Move over this way, please. Ladies, you have to clear that area.
Section 4 of 6 coming up.
Ladies, clear that area.
Looks like we'll have Newton South, Wachusett, Acton Boxborough, and Haverhill.
On your marks.
And Shrewsbury.
Set.
All right, Haverhill out in front in this section. All right. All right, Haverhill, Wachusett, Acton, Boxborough, Newton South, Shrewsbury. That's our order here after that second exchange in the girls 4x200 meter relay. 2 more sections after this. And this is Haverhill staying in lane 2 again, just like in the last heat. And handing off in that same lane. And that Wachusett in second. Acton Boxborough third. Newton South fourth. And ladies from Shrewsbury in fifth. And Haverhill is going to take this section right ahead of Wachusett, about 151, 152. That's the fastest time of the day so far. Heading into the last 2 sections. Section 5 coming up, 5 of 6. We have Framingham, Lexington, Taunton, Franklin, and Westford Academy here in Section 5. Everyone's still in this one, except for Taunton, who should have been out of the exchange zone, although I don't think we have an umpire at the exchange zone. This is Framingham, Westford Academy, and Lexington. Looks like Taunton takes that section. 150, fastest time of the day so far, heading into that final section here.
Thank you.
Section 6 of 6 will bring us Brookline, Needham, Cambridge, and Andover.
Set.
This is the final
Andover out in front, Needham
the girls
second.
4x200 meter relay. The 6th of 6 heats, the girls 4x200 meter relay.
This is Andover with Needham in second. Cambridge in third, Brookline fourth. As the boys' distance medley strings about in the track. Andover in the lead. Oh, that was tricky. Might have been standing on the
Yellow
infield to hand
out,
that off.
beat record, the girls 4x200 meter, 144.45, set in 2005 by Cambridge, Reggie Latin. 144.45.
Andover got to get under 150, and they will. And Andover's going to get 10 points towards their team total very easily there, with Needham and Cambridge and Brookline rounding up the heat. Always a fun event to watch. Next is the boys' distance medley. I believe this is section 1 of 2 in the distance medley. Twelve teams in section 1 of the DMR, which means 12 teams in the second. Distance medley relay is organized with a 1,200 meter leadoff leg. That's 6 laps of the track. The second leg runs 2 laps or 400 meters. The third leg will run 800 meters, so 4 laps. And then the last leg will run the metric miles, 1,600 meters or 18 laps.
Audio now is the first of 2 heats in boys distance medley. First runner will run a 1,200, which is 6 laps. Next 400, then 800, followed by a 1,600 meter. So 1,200.
St. John's Prep leading very early on in this distance medley. It's 4,000 meters total, so long way to go here.
We have the final results for the girls 4x200 meter relay. In 6th place, Brookline, 151 flat. In 5th place, Framingham, 150.98. In 4th place, Taunton, 150.66. 3rd place, Cambridge Ridge and Latin, 149.74. In 2nd place, Needham, 149.49. And today's winner, the girls 4x200 meter relay, with a time of 145.84, Andover.
What was the record? 142?
144.
Record 53?
Attention, athletes, girls. Girls is a first small. The distance Medley. First small. Girls. Distance Medley. Report to the gym.
Newton North leading with 1 lap to go in this 400-meter leg. With Needham right behind. Brookline, Westwood Academy, and St. John's Prep. And we come up to the 800 leg, and Newton North is leading. Followed closely by the Needham Rockets.
coaches, once again, if you have any scratches, go by 400 relay. Please notify the computer operator in the gym. We're on the bell lap. The first team, the boys distance medley relay. Final lap.
First section of the boys DMR wraps up. Women's team scores Andover big lead 38-17 over Cambridge and Brookline. That lead would the total would be 48 if not for that disqualification in the shuttle dash. Section 2 of 2 of the boys DMR, Lowell, Wachusett, Lexington, Needham, Boston College High School, Lexington B, St. John's of Shrewsbury, looks like Methuen and Newton South. Also with Zavarian Brothers. And St. John's Prep, I believe. Excuse me.
Attention girls, it's the last call. The girls distance medley. Girls distance medley. Report to the gym. On the oval now is the second of 2 heats in the boys distance medley. 1200 followed by a 400, then an 800 and a 1600. 1200.
Wachusett, Zavarian, Lexington, Lowell, Lexington, St. John's Prep, Needham, BC High, Newton South, St. John, Shrewsbury, and Methuen. Through 600 meters, that was the order, with Wachusett trying to put some distance on the field. I believe that's Lexington's B team, which is defeating their A team at the moment. Bernstein and Selvin Beckert, the two athletes respectively for Lexington. But Wachusett still with that big lead heading into the last lap for that athlete in the 1200 meter leg of this DMR. Wachusett now got a 25 meter lead with Lowell and St. John's moving up. First exchange, Wachusett, St. John's Prep, Lexington, Lowell, Lexington, Needham.
We have the final result, the girls' shot put relay. In 6th place, Shrewsbury, 86 feet, 4 1/4 inch. Tied for 4th place, Haverhill girls, 89 feet, 4 1/2 inches, and Malden girls, 89 feet, 4 1/2 inches. In 3rd place, Lexington, with a distance of 95 feet, 1 1/2 inches. In 2nd place, Lowell, 96 feet, 3/4
800 leg,
inches.
Wachusett,
And
St. John's
today's
Prep,
winner,
Lowell,
girls' shot
both Lexingtons
relay,
and Needham.
with a total distance of 96 feet, 3 1/2 inches, Cambridge.
11:05.66. The time from the unseeded section set by St. John's Prep B team. Now St. John's Prep A team has designs on winning this section as they close in on Wachusett in this 800 leg.
Attention the athletes, boys, first wall, boys, 4x400, first wall.
Lowell
boys,
and
4x400.
set third. Needham moves to 4, while Lexington goes 5-6 with BC High, St. John's, Shrewsbury, Newton South, and Methuen trying to climb back into this one. Now St. John's Prep has taken that lead with 1 lap to go in this 800 meter leg. St. John's Prep in the lead, and in that 1600 meter leg, followed by Wachusett, then Lowell. And it's Lexington who is 4-5. Micah Benson and Eli Gaffelberg in the anchor leg for them. Needham in 6, St. John's, Shrewsbury 7.
Reminder, all top 6 teams in any event can pick up their medals and awards at the Bob McIntyre wall. The corner opposite the scoreboard is a big X in the corner near the door to pick up your awards, and the Bob McIntyre wall near the big X. Thank you.
Lexington moves into 3rd.
Attention please, can we bring Acton, Boxborough boys 4x200 meter relay to the table. The Acton, Boxborough boys 4x200 meter relay team, please report to the scores table. Thank you.
Wachusett in the Prep, 1 and 2. Micah Benson from Lexington has brought his team into 3rd. Lowell's fourth. Eli Gappelberg of Lexington in fifth. Wachusett and St. John's Prep running 1-2. And now Lexington running 3-4.
Attention athletes, boys, to the last call for the 4x400. Last call.
4 to go.
Report to the gym.
Wachusett, the Prep. Lexington. Now Needham moves back up. Lexington again, and Lowell. St. John's, Shrewsbury, BC High, and Newton South duking it out. Methuen and Zavarian brothers falling a little bit behind here. But watch that Wachusett athlete. He'll have 3 laps to go, and he is in the lead. Has about a uncomfortable 9 or 10 meter lead on the Prep.
This is the final heat of the boys distance medley relay. Meet record 10:26 flat, set by Severian in 2006. Meet record 10:26.00. Severian.
2 to go. Wachusett and the Prep look to be the favorites here. Lexington running in third. That's their B team. Followed by Lowell and Needham and Lexington again. 2 to go. Wachusett in the Prep. This time the bell. Almost gave a little bit of energy to that Wachusett athlete who certainly does not want to let this lead evaporate. Now Needham and Lowell overcome both Lexington teams who are struggling to hold on to scoring positions and will have to run a fast last lap if they look to do so. Wachusett will win this one at about 10:47. While St. John's Prep about 10:52. And these finishes are going to have to be fast if they want to get ahead of Prep's B team. Lowell, third. St. John's Prep, fourth. Needham, fifth. Lexington A will take a sixth. And their B team will come in seventh. So we look at the 7th and 8th place teams are B teams, just out of the scoring.
MSTCA investment program. We have drawn the numbers. You can check your numbers in the gym. Thank you.
Good remarks. Stephen McChesney, Newton South coach to the table, please. Steve McChesney, Newton South coach to the table.
We are flying a little blind when it comes to our last event of the day, the 4x400 meter. Not entirely sure how many sections we have. Sorry. Girls distance medley. One section of the girls distance medley. I got ahead of myself. Twelve teams competing in the girls distance medley. Newton South in the lead, followed closely by Boston Latin. Then a big gap, Wachusett, Newton North,
That was
Peabody.
the first and only heat of the girls' distance medley relay. First leg runs 1200, which is 6 laps. Then a 400, then an 800, and a 1600. First and only heat of the girls' distance medley relay on the oval.
Newton South. I know Coach McChesney had designs on a fast relay here. That is Wachusett third. We have Cambridge, Acton Boxborough, Peabody, Newton North, Lexington, Franklin, Andover, Brookline, and Westford Academy are the 12 teams competing in today's distance medley on the girls' side. This is our second to last event on the oval. After that, we have the 4x4s. And then, just like that, this meet has come to an end, but still plenty of action and plenty of team titles to decide between now and then. Newton South has opened up a very large gap in the field, just 800 meters in to this race. Again, a long way to go, but mentally it's tough to get yourself back into a race as an athlete if you have such a long way to go. About 2:23 for the Newton South athlete, who might be Lucy Jenks. Coach McChesney using his best horse to get away from the traffic, hoping to hold on. Her 1,000-meter split will be about 3 flat. Very impressive athlete is Miss Jenks from Newton South. As she is going to lap some athletes in the 1200. Newton South has about a 125-meter lead heading into the 400. Boston Latin and Cambridge, second, third. Wachusett, fourth. Here is Lexington in 5. Peabody and Newton North handoff for 6th. Newton South now in the 800 exchange. There we go. Newton South already on that 800, well ahead of everybody else. Look for Boston Latin here. Still a solid 100 meters, if not more, back of Newton South.
I walked off with those the other day. Before you send in your report,
Newton South still with a commanding lead. Still about 100 meters heading into. So men's team score update: Acton Bucksport with 33, St. John's Prep with 26, and BC High with 22. Last lap of the 800 leg for Newton South, still with about a 100-meter lead on the field.
With the final results, the boys
Newton South here on that exchange.
Sixth place, Lexington.
Still a 100-meter lead heading into that 1,600-meter leg.
In fifth place, Needham, 10:59.38. In fourth place, St. John's Shrewsbury, 10:59.36. In third place, Lowell, 10:58.36.
Boston Latin in second place, but now falling almost 125 meters back of Newton South.
Today's winner, the boys distance medley, with a time of 10:47.43, Wachusett.
Here is Newton South just opening up their lead. The race really is for second in Boston Latin and Franklin.
Attention please, we have t-shirts and sweatshirts available in front of the Bob McIntyre wall. All proceeds go to the MSTCA Scholarship and Camp Program. T-shirts and sweatshirts available for sale near the Bob McIntyre wall. All proceeds go to the MSTCA Scholarship and Camp Program. Thank you.
Boston Latin in second, opening up a little bit of a gap over Franklin, who's in third. But barring some epic collapse, Newton South will not be caught.
Just an update on the boys' team rankings after 7 events. In third place, BC High with 22. In second place, St. John's Prep Gamblers with 26. And leading right now after 7 events, Acton Bucksport boys with 33 points. That's after 7 events.
Newton North entering the home stretch. Coming through that finish line. Look how close to lapping the entire field. Minus 1 or 2 athletes. If you can keep up that pace and trajectory. I believe it is going to be 3 to go for our leader here, 10:27, with 600 meters to go. The next time we see Newton South with the finish line, that bell will ring. I think. Yes, it indeed will. It'll be a very fast DMR for Coach McChesney. I've become a little confused. Newton South will take the girls' distance medley.
Meet record 12:16.16, set by Lincoln Sudbury in 2016. 12:16 was the meet record.
Boston Latin made a valiant effort to get back into this race. The last few laps comes up just short, but comes in second. Lexington girls come in third. Or fourth.
We have the final results for the boys shot put. We have a tie for 5th place between St. John's Prep and Wachusett, both with a distance of 122 feet, 3 3/4 inches. In 4th place, Lexington, 124 feet, 11 1/4 inches. 3rd place, Wachusett, 132 feet, 1.5 inches. In 2nd place, Newton North, 140 feet, 2 inches. And today's winner in the boys shot put relay with a total distance of 142 feet, 3.25 inches, Laurel.
And that wraps up the girls' distance medley. One more event in the track, and that's the boys and girls 4x400 meter relay. We'll start with the boys. Not entirely sure of how many sections, so we will do our best. We believe there are 7. First section of the boys 4x4. This is Westford Academy, Quincy, North Quincy, Everett, Wachusett, St. John's, Shrewsbury, Lowell, and Andover in this first section of the boys 4x400 meter relay.
On the oval now is the final relay on the oval, the boys 4x400 meter relay. Each athlete runs 2 laps each. There will be 6 heats in the boys 4x400 meter relay.
6 heats of the boys 4x4.
Attention girls, 4x400.
This is Wachusett out in front at the moment.
Just a reminder, we have a girls' Casio gold wristwatch at the scorer's table. Ladies' wristwatch from Casio at the scorer's table. If it's yours, please come and claim it.
Everett in the lead. Wachusett second. Quincy, North Quincy third. With the only one. And Everett at the final exchange is in the lead.
And the final results of the girls' long jump. In sixth place, Newton South, 43 feet, 7 1/4 inches. In fifth place, Acton Boxborough, 43 feet, 8 inches. In fourth place, Newton North, 44 feet, 10.75 inches. In third place, Wachusett, 45 feet, 2.5 inches. In second place, Brookline, 47 feet, 3.5 inches. And today's winner in the girls' long jump relay with a total distance of 48 feet, 8 inches and over.
And Everett will win this heat. No, 3:45 for Everett. We'll wrap up heat 1 and move on to heat 2. Heat 206 on the boys 4x4 side of things. This will be Zavarian Brothers, St. John's, Shrewsbury, Peabody, BC High, Wachusett, Boston Latin, and Lawrence. Zavarian Brothers in the early lead in this section. At the first exchange, that's Peabody, Zavarian, Lawrence, Wachusett, Boston Latin, St. John's, and BC High.
Attention athletes, girls. We are looking for the following 4x400 girls teams. Needham, Lexington, Everett. Report to the gym immediately. Thank you.
At this exchange, it's Peabody, Wachusett, and St. John's, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, Lawrence. Navy blue tricks you.
Girls team rankings after 7 events. In third place, Acton Boxborough, 18. In second place, Brookline with 25 points. And leading after 7 events, the girls team competition Andover with 48 points.
Wachusett, Lawrence, St. John's. Wachusett now with the commanding lead. Entering this final stretch, final leg of this heat.
Could we have the girls coach from Andover, please, to the table? Girls coach from Andover to the table.
Let's go over on the people getting called the tables.
Wachusett will win this section. Now have section 3 of 6 of the boys 4x4.
Attention please, the following teams have not picked up their medals yet. The girls dash Cambridge, and the boys 4x800 Newton North, and the girls sprint medley relay Brookline and Peabody.
Peabody
The
in the
boys
front.
4x200 Active Roxborough, the B team, and the girls 4x200 Cambridge. Those teams go over to the Bob McIntyre wall where the big X is, and please pick up your medals. Thank you.
Peabody in the lead here still. Brockton and Lowell, Westford Academy, Revere and Lexington. Cannot see
Final results for the
second
girls
team
distance
is.
medley. In 6th place, Newton North, 13:08.71. In 5th place, Wachusett, 13:05.83. 4th place, Lexington, 13:01.78. 3rd place, Cambridge Region Latin.
Peabody, followed by Worcester Tech, I believe.
In 2nd place, Boston Latin, 12:43.39. Today's winner, the girls distance medley, with a time of 12:37.49, Newton South.
Into the final exchange, Peabody has built White the lead here.
Updated girls standings after 8 events. Close battle for 2nd place. In 3rd place, we have Cambridge Region Latin at 23. Brookline at 25. And still leading Andover with 48 points after 8 events.
Handover cannot be caught, minus some spectacular B teams from either Brookline or Cambridge on the girls' side of things. Peabody's still leading here. They will come across that line at about 3:38, 3:37. Brockton, Westford Academy, Worcester Tech, Lowell, Revere, and now Lexington wraps up section 3 of 6 of the boys 4x4. Why just that event? Now we are going into championship format in the way the races will start. So the first leg will run the first 3/4 of a lap in his own lane and then break at the little orange cones at the beginning of the straightaway. It says Haverhill, Brookline, Newton North, looks like Methuen, or Leominster rather, Lawrence and Shrewsbury. Brookline, Newton North, Haverhill, Lawrence, Leominster, Shrewsbury. Brookline in the lead. Brookline, Haverhill, Newton North.
Here's a count down the home stretch.
This is going to be Leominster taking this section of the 4x4 over Brookline. What a good one that was. Section 5 of 6 coming up. We'll have Franklin, Brockton, Lexington, Methuen, Needham, and Cambridge. Section 5 of 6 here. Last boys event of the day. And Cambridge tucks in behind Brockton, and that's 1-2 so far. Oh. Brockton out in front. Lexington, Methuen. Brockton, Needham, Lexington.
This is the 5th of 6 heats in the boys 4x400 meter relay. 5th of 6 heats in the boys 4x400 meter relay.
Brockton, Needham, Methuen, Lexington, Cambridge, Franklin. Your 6 here in this section. About a half a lap until that final exchange. Brockton and Methuen duking it out here. Time to beat of the day is 3:35.96, set from Leominster's last heat. And this section seems to be faster as Methuen hits the front. His teammates are fired up on the other side. Brockton's trying to hang in there. Come back on Methuen. Methuen's driving, extending the arms. Brockton trying to climb back into it. Brockton's going to swing wide. Methuen will swing wide as well, and Brockton won't be able to get around. About 3:26. What a time from section 5 of 6. And now the final boys event of the day, section 6 of 6 of the 4x4 will feature Newton North, Acton Boxborough, Newton South, BC High, Acton Boxborough B, and Shrewsbury. Acton Boxborough with 2 4x4s in the seeded section, looking to wrap up that boys title. .3:26.86 from Methuen. Best time of the day. Coming into the first exchange, Newton North and Acton Boxborough. Newton South, Shrewsbury, Acton Boxborough, and BC High.
This is it, the final event on the oval for the boys. Last team, the boys 4x400 meter relay.
Shrewsbury very aggressively hits the front. As we come to the second exchange, third leg. Shrewsbury, Acton Boxborough, Newton North, Newton South, Acton Boxborough, and BC High. There's 6 teams in that order in this race. And now Newton North moves up, trying to hunt down Shrewsbury.
Reminder, after 8 events, third place, Lowell, 23. Second place, St. John's Danvers, 27.5. First place, Acton Boxborough, 33. Boys, Acton Boxborough, St. John's Prep, and Lowell.
And Shrewsbury here, getting to their anchor. That's Theo Burba of Newton North, completing the triple today, 2 800s earlier, and now a 400 in this 4x4. And it looks like that Shrewsbury runner may be in a little bit over his head, but we will see. Shrewsbury trying to hang on to the lead, with Burba hunting him down.
New record 318.37, 1979 by Brockton. 318.3. Here we go.
And this is Newton North, Theo Burba rounding the outside. It may not get to be close. It's close. 3:26.86. Remember, Newton North has to be under 3:26.86 in order to secure that victory. First of 4 sections of the girls 4x4 on the track. And that will be the last event of the day here at the MSTCA Division 1 James Calparis Indoor State Relays.
Won the boys team, Brock.
The boys team title, likely Acton Boxborough. Newton North wins. The high jump is not over. Whoa, Wachusett, Newton South, Boston Latin, Peabody. Their first 5 in this first section for the girls 4x4. Reminder, 4 sections of this event. Whoa, Boston Latin, Newton South, Wachusett. That's Everett, Methuen, and Peabody.
On the
Lowell
final
and
event
Leominster.
of the ladies 4x400 meter relay. This is the first of 4 heats in the girls 4x400 meter relay.
Lowell there. Lowell handing off in the second exchange in first place ahead of Boston Latin. Updated men's scores: Acton Boxborough 34, Newton North 31, St. John's Prep 27.5. Lowell, Boston Latin, Wachusett, Newton South, your top four in this section. Section 1 of 4 of the girls 4x4 100-meter relay.
Final results, boys 4x400 meter relay. In sixth place, Acton Boxborough, 328.19. In fifth place, Newton South, 328.09. In fourth place, Brockton, 327.21. In third place, Shrewsbury, 327.06. In second place, McDougall, 326.86. And today's winner in the boys 4x400 meter relay with a time of 326.62.
Meet record in the girls 4x4 is 3:59.29, set by Lincoln Sudbury back in 2008. And here we finish this first section. Boston Latin overpowering Lowell to take it, with Newton South coming in third. Next up, section 2 of 4 on the track.
Boys high jump is finished by his competitor Danny Collins, Newton South, who is attempting 6'4". Girls high jump still going on.
Section 2 of 4. Haverhill, Wachusett, Needham, and Andover. Peabody, Acton, Boxborough. Shrewsbury, and Malden. And Shrewsbury out in front, just ahead of Peabody and Acton Boxborough. Needham, Andover, Wachusett, Haverhill, and Malden. Shrewsbury and Peabody, the leaders here coming into that second exchange as the third legs take the baton. Shrewsbury pulling away a little bit from Peabody in that back stretch. And as I say that, Peabody turns it on and brings it back. Went for the final exchange. Shrewsbury, Peabody, Acton, Boxborough, Haverhill, Wachusett, Needham rather. Andover, Wachusett, and Malden. And the bell lap for Shrewsbury as they hit the finish line. And Shrewsbury win this section. Very fast time of 4:11 from the second section. A very fast heat. 2 more heats remain for the girls 4x4. Although it looks like I have lied to you the whole time and there are only 3 sections. Looks like this is section 3 of 3. My apologies, I thought there were 4. This is it, I believe. Last section of the day. For the girls. Looks like we have 2 teams from Newton North, Brookline, Lexington, Andover, and Franklin. Andover in the lead now. They've all but wrapped up that girls' team title. Side? Looks like Newton North A and B. I know they had a team of all freshmen last week run 4:08 in the girls' side. Newton North 1-2 with Andover in third. Lots of high jump teams remaining, it looks like, over on the girls' side. Newton North, Andover. Newton North now back in second. Newton North. Andover in third. Franklin, Brookline, Lexington. Again, thank you for joining us today for live coverage on Bay State running of the MSTCA Division I James Calparis State Indoor Relay Championships. It's been a fun meet, as this meet always is. Acton-Boxborough now has overtaken both squads from the Tigers. But they are running 2-3. With Franklin 4th, Brookline 5th, and Lexington in 6th. Newton North trying to pick up some big points here on the girls' side. Andover, Newton North. Now Franklin moves into 3rd ahead of Newton North's B. And the next time the athletes enter the home stretch, that will be the last exchange of the day on either side. Andover's powering down that stretch, trying to put an emphasis on their team championship today. Things are starting to spread out, as they often do in the last leg of a 4x4. But Andover is cruising. And the last bell of the day comes as Andover passes the finish line one last time. Newton North in second.
Girls 4x400 meter relay. Meet record 3:59.29. Lincoln Sudbury 2008. 3:59.29.
This Andover team will fall just short of that meet record, it looks. We run about 4:03, 4:04. But Andover wins. 4:11.12, the time to beat from the second heat, which Newton North's A team will do. Shrewsbury will come in 3rd. Looks like Brookline will come in 4th. 5th and 6th, rounded up by Franklin and Newton South B. Lexington coming up. About 4:20 to finish off the oval events.
Augie, put the camera on the hydrant.
Once again, thank you for joining us for the Division I State Relay meet here at Reggie Lewis. It was a pleasure being with you. Coach James Fletcher going to sign off, but I want to thank Marathon Sports for not only powering Bay State running, but also providing lots of teams out there with essential gear for their season through Spike Nights team sales and events like that. The MSTCA. I'd like to thank as well for allowing us to provide these meets to those of you who cannot make it in person here at Reggie Lewis. Please join us tomorrow for the Division II State Relays. And then next weekend for Divisions 3 and 4, and for the remainder of the season, we will bring you all of the live action from high school track and field for the comfort of your own home, tablet, wherever you are. Once again, thank you. Take care.